Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Chino Does Stuff. It's fantastic to have you here. I've set myself an extraordinary challenge today. I'm going to build an application, a mobile application in PowerApps in under 30 minutes. Now I've got some criteria for this. One, it's got to be a line of business application that is practical, something that anyone could put to use today. Two, the app has got to look reasonable. And three, I've got to use standard techniques that anyone can use and follow along with. Okay, let's get this challenge started. So I've decided for the challenge I'm going to create an application that allows users to submit leave to their manager. So my app is going to save all the leave data to a SharePoint list, which will then allow the manager of the team to go in and track all the leave that is getting submitted by team members. So here's my SharePoint site. Go up to the cog, go site contents, create new list. I'm going to call this list I'm going to call this list team leave used by PowerApp. Let's create that. In here, I'm going to add some columns. Okay, list settings, I prefer to do it on this screen. I'm going to create a column. I'm just going to store the originator email. Now I know the list will save the created by for me by default, but I'll explain later why that's probably not always ideal to use that value when you're dealing with PowerApps. Let's create another column and let's call this reason, and we'll make that multi-line. Create another column. Date from. That's a date field. Date to, another date field. So I'm just trying to think of all the fields that I'm going to need for my application. So we've got saving the originator email, we've got the reason for my leave, date from, date to. I think that's all I'm going to need right now. So let's go back to PowerApps and go new phone layout. Okay, so let's just rename this screen home. So like I said in my intro, I'd like to make this visually pleasing. So let's just work on that a little bit for this front screen. And you can see I'm using the rectangle control here just to add like a little header and footer area. It's pretty typical for mobile applications. I'm going to select, I think, a light green for that. That's border weight fill. Yep. And for the border, I just choose black for that. Insert an image. Control, I'm going to add an image and I'm just going to add my Chino Does Stuff logo. Insert a label. My leave requests. Maybe might make that a little bigger. Let's bold it. Let's make that white. Next thing I want to do is hook up our SharePoint list. So let me just copy that URL because I'm going to need that for the data connection. Add a connection to SharePoint. And in here, I will select our team leave list. Insert a gallery. Because we'll use this gallery to display all of our leave that we've got in progress and completed. I don't really want all this stuff. I do probably want that. Actually, let's just get rid of everything. First thing I need to do is hook that up to our data connection, which was called team leave. Select the gallery, and in here set a label, and this item title will do nicely. Let's just make this a little bigger. Let's insert let's insert another label. And this is going to be date from. This is going to be date from. Date to. One other field that I think we're going to need for this is a status field. Just need to refresh my data connection because I added a field to the SharePoint list. Let's create a new screen now based on this original one to save a bit of time. And in here we don't need our gallery. Probably want to change this to say request details now. Let's insert a label. And this is going to be gallery 2 selected title. Insert another label. Selected date from. Date to. Which shows status. Okay, can't really see any data here at the moment, but we will once we start putting some records in. Right, insert a button that we can browse back. Put it down here on our footer. And on here, just want to navigate back to our home. I'm going to use the cover. Let's use the uncover. Just inside of our gallery, we want to add a control. To open those details. I'm probably going to play around with the formatting a little bit, but let's just get everything in there first. And on select, let's navigate to call it SCR Home 1 at the moment, which is not great. Let's just rename that to SCR Details. Next thing we want to do is add another button to our home screen. And this is going to add new records. So we need another screen. And let's copy our details screen. This is going to be CR new. Let's get rid of all these labels. Alright. Let's insert a new text input. Okay, so we're going to need one for the title. Need date picker. For a date from. Another date picker. This is for a date to. And let's insert one more text box. I'm going to make this a multi-line. Let's add a few labels as well here. Okay, so let's squish this up a bit, give us a bit more room. Alright, just realised we don't need a title. So we'll auto-fill that when we're saving the... So we really just need a date from, day to, and the reason for our... Let's go with that. Drop another control down here. Use the save icon. Just put it down here. And on select, let's rename some of these so they make a bit more sense. Date from, date to, and a reason. So on select, we're going to do a patch. Our source is going to be our SharePoint list. Team leave. Here's where we define what fields that we're going to be saving from. So let's go back to my SharePoint list and we can see these column names, date from, day to. And that is our date from selected date to date selected date. Reason, is that what I called it? Reason is our reason.text field. Now we've got a couple other things that we want to save here. We've got our status column. Because this is a new submission, we're just gonna set it to new request. So this will allow our manager to go in and see all the new requests and filter by new request easily. So we had another field here called originator email, which we want to also use the user function and return email. Okay, I think that's all of our fields. Originator is. After we've done a save, semicolon, and navigate back to the home screen. Home screen. Let's navigate to new. When we kick the plus, when we hit the plus, and we'll do a cover. Okay, realize had a quick error here. We also, because it's SharePoint List, we also need to give it a title. So I'm going to call it leave request for all right, let's give that a test. Let's go, yeah, the 25th. Why not? To the 31st. Because I need a holiday, let's click save, and there's our new request. It's good, we've got some data in here now, so we can see some formatting issues here. So let's go back to our new first. I just need to put a quick space in here so that looks a little bit better. Go back to home. I think I can make this just a little bit nicer. Bold this as well. And let's just make this look a little I feel time running away from me here, but let's keep going. All right, so we've got a way to view our request. Oh, look, our view request doesn't look great either. So let's just fix this. Let's just add one more label here, and this will show the reason for the request as well. The other thing that would be useful on this screen is just to refresh data. And in here, let's refresh the So the other thing that would probably be nice to show here is just the request ID as well. So let's go into our gallery and set another label. Put this somewhere down here. Because it's SharePoint, it'll automatically have an ID there. We can see they'll be ordered by ID. So as team members start using this application, that list is going to grow, and what we want to do is filter this list just for our own requests and not be looking at other people's requests. So under our gallery, under items, just want to add a filter, team leave, and we want to filter the originator email, which is coming from our team leave data connection, and that equals user email. Now, we're getting a delegation warning here, and this is because we're trying to use this function inside of this filter command. So probably the better way to handle this is to go up to our app. So on app start, we'll just set a variable, and this gets around that delegation warning. And the variable we'll call is var user email, and the value will be the email value returned back from that function. Now if we go to the gallery, come back here, and instead of using that function there, we'll use our variable that we just set on our app start. Just refresh that variable. Okay, so just a couple of last things to improve the aesthetics of our application. Let's add a separator in between these items so we can clearly see each request defined in the list. If we go to our gallery, add a rectangle. Scroll down the list until we find it. Scroll that across and down. Just make that about that high. And under fill, we'll just select a nice light grey. So that looks a bit nicer. The other thing I noticed as well, when we go to our new screen, these fields are retaining what is previously inputted. So just to make sure that doesn't happen, and just to make the user experience a bit nicer, each time this screen is visible, you just want to reset those fields. So just use the reset command for that. So this is date from, set date to, alright, the other thing I thought would probably look pretty good if we just changed our header and footer color for each one of these screens. So how about we make this one a darker gray. So for our display screen, we'll make the header and footer dark gray or darker gray, and for our new, let's make the header blue. So let me just show you one last thing that I've changed. So if I go into File, App Settings, I've changed my icon to my logo, but you can change this to any icon that you want. Also change the background color to green. This just makes for a nicer user experience when they're browsing to your app. It's going to probably be pretty blurry, guys, so my apologies for that, but hey, we can still run her up. Let's run that. And this is just the PowerApp application. Here's our app that we created. The top one. Let's click on that. It's it running. Refresh. And there are our records. Click on one. You can browse to our existing requests. Let's go back. Click on new request. There's our new request form. I know, guys, you can barely see that, but hey, there's our application running. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed bringing that to you. Like and subscribe if you want to support the channel, and of course leave comments to let me know what you think. I thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.